Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, one and all. I, on behalf of the organizing committee of ICTiBLANEI-2, welcome you to the second international conference of Tibeto-Burman Linguistics Association of Northeast India, which is in short we call as the ICTiBLANEI-2, organized by TiBLANEI in collaboration with Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, which is going to be held from 8 to 10. So very good morning once again. Here we are gathered this morning for a very short inaugural session for the ICTiBLANEI-2. So to begin with, I request Dr. Pogthang Haukif, President TiBLANEI, to kindly give the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Bijin. So I've been asked to propose a welcome speech. So to do that, I, on behalf of TiBLANEI members and well-wishers from across the globe, take this privilege in welcoming you to the second international conference of TiBLANEI, starting from today, that is the 8th of April to the 10th of April. As the acronym TiBLANEI suggests, our organization was perceived or conceived or was born with the sole objective of providing an academic platform to linguists and community linguists of Northeast India, which would otherwise be not possible. So here in TiBLANEI, we encourage students, researchers to present their research findings in the form of presentations and to provide a platform to listen to linguists of national and international repute. So we also stand at the peril of being accused of being too narrow in our scope of this presentation, or the scope of our organization. But at this juncture of time, we have no option but to stick it to the original vision of catering to the linguistic community of Northeast India. This is not my view, but personally, I am of the view, not the view of the organization, but my personal belief is that in future, chances for what you call expanding this TiBLANEI is also in the offing, but this is only based on my personal belief. So for our current second international seminar, we are privileged to have what you call 48 students, 48 presenters rather. To be precise, we have 48 presenters presenting their findings in different areas of Tibeto-Burman linguistics, ranging from phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, language documentation, and so on and so forth. I would also like to apologize for not able to accommodate some of the paper which we think were beyond or outside of the scope of the present conference. So my sincere apology to those candidates who could not be accommodated. And we have what you call two plenary invited talks, rather two invited talks from one by Professor Wimdrim, University of Bern, Switzerland. So he will be addressing on a topic called the phonology of Rengzhouke. And the other one is by, it's on the 4th day, right? It's by, so I have to, I'm scrolling, yeah.
It is today only, sir, at the last.
Okay, I'm looking at the conference. Okay. So the second is what time? Okay, let it be like that. I should have written it down, so sorry for that. So in total, we have 48 papers, presenters, this ranging from, as I said, from different areas of linguistics. And as a, what do you call, caretaker or interim president, so to say, so to speak, I am really thrilled at the, at the, at the kind of interests that our members have shown for participating in these seminars. And most of the papers gleaning through them are of real interests for Tibeto-Burman languages of the region. Some of the topics have been from very marginalized sort of paper from different diverse regions of Northeast India. So over and about, we'll be having a very, very productive discussion and also presentation. And to wind up my conclusion, my welcome address, I would like to extend my thanks to Priyanku, who has been very supportive of us, and also our executive members. We have been sitting time and again over Zoom meeting. We have been sitting and doing a lot of works in order that this conference is conducted successfully. So once again, I welcome you all to this second international conference of TiBLANEI, and I wish all the participants and listeners and the best of success, and hope we'll have a very productive session. So with these few words, I conclude my welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful welcome address to our participants, presenters, as well as our colleagues who have joined us in this ICTiBLANEI-2. Thank you once again. So now I would like to request Professor Priyanku Sharma, who is the local coordinator of this conference. So over to you, Professor Priyanku Sharma.
Thank you, Vijan. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So thanks, Vijan, for also giving me the title of the local coordinator. But now that it is an online event, there's nothing local about it. It's more global in nature. We initially envisaged that we'll have ICTiBLANEI-2 at IIT Guwahati campus in the month of March of 2022. But the COVID third wave situation made us rethink about the decision. And finally, we had to go again online. So there is not much local contribution that we could provide at this point of time. As you can see, most of the things are done by the core committee of ICTiBLANEI as a core work. So everything is decided and done by the core committee, which is a great thing to work together. There is much more less burden on the local committees because of that. And we really appreciate all the members are contributing in various ways. In spite of the COVID pandemic, we got a good number of papers. That also means that people have been productive during the COVID lockdown periods in Northeast India. Quite a lot of PhD students have submitted their papers. So we are really excited to hear from them. Again, two of our invited speakers, Professor George van Rijn, and who is from University of Bern, very well-known linguist. He has worked extensively in the languages of Northeast India, including the languages of Nepal, and have come up with different newer classifications or declassifications of different languages of Northeast India. So we are really looking forward to hearing from him, specifically because this topic is something new that we'll hear from George van Rijn, which is the phonology of Denzongke, which is spoken in Sikkim. So The second speaker, who is also a very distinguished linguist, very young and distinguished linguist, our Jacques Guillaume, who is from University of Paris 7. He will be talking about two of the Tibeto-Burman languages that are spoken in China. So what we have tried to do is that we have tried to provide an overview of languages that are Tibeto-Burman, but not only in our area, but we want to go beyond that, go to China, go to Myanmar, and see what we can learn from the analysis of those languages. And I think we have been partly successful in doing that. So I'm hoping that a lot of other people who are assembled today are looking forward to these two talks with enthusiasm. Lastly, again, an apology for not being able to organize this on campus, on physical mode, but I'm pretty sure the next ICTiBLANEI we will be able to organize it physically on IIT Guwahati campus with more local participation and with true sense of the word local coordinator. I'll be able to hopefully fulfill it. And I would like to thank all the members that giving us the opportunity, at least the opportunity to think about having it in physical mode in IIT Guwahati in March. Did not happen, but next one we'll be waiting eagerly. Thank you so much and welcome to ICTiBLANEI-2. I hope you all have a productive time. I hope I will have a very productive time in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Priyanku Sharma, for opening remarks on ICTiBLANEI-2. Thank you very much. And it was very kind of you that you giving an assurance that if situation permits us, then we can have the physical mode of conference in your institute. Thank you very much, and giving an overview highlight of the ICTiBLANEI as well. Dear friends, we have almost come to the end part of our very short inaugural session of the ICTiBLANEI-2. So now it's the time for vote of thanks. So I invite Dr. Monali Longmalai, who is the Secretary of TiBLANEI, to kindly propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Vijan, for allowing me to give vote of thanks on behalf of the TiBLANEI team. First of all, I'd like to thank our President, Dr. Pautang Haukip, for welcoming the audience present here to be a part of the ICTiBLANEI-2, and also for giving a background of the TiBLANEI. And I'd also like to thank Professor Priyanku Sharma as a local coordinator. Even though it was not possible to host it in physical mode, but your support has been tremendous throughout our activities for the ICTiBLANEI-2. And I would like to thank you on behalf of that. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Vijan Kumar Singh for being the chairperson for the inaugural program, and for looking into the participants and sharing the links, and for making this first part of the ICTiBLANEI-2 as a program and as the first session successfully. And I'd also like to thank all the participants present here for enthusiastically being a part of the inaugural program. We look forward to your active participation from the first session, which will be starting in 15 minutes. So thank you once again, and I'd like to pass it over to Dr. Vijan to close the session and announce the next session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Monali. So, dear friends, that's all for our inaugural session. Now, I would like to, open our technical session formally. As all we know that the conference is going to be held for 3 days, starting from today till the 10th, that is till Sunday. So each day we have four sessions, and today also we have 4 sessions starting from 9:30, and tomorrow also we have 4 sessions, and day after there is the last day also we have 4 sessions. So giving a highlight of today's session, From 9:30, we are going to start with Phonology 1. There are 4 presenters on Phonology 1, and the chairperson of the session will be Dr. Bogdan Haukif. And right after that, we are going to have another session on Morphology 1, which will start from 12. And the chairperson for Phonology 1, Morphology 1 will be Dr. Bobita Sarangthem. And after that, at the afternoon or at the evening from 3:30, we are going to have our session 3, which is we call as the Phonology 2, in which we are going to have our invited speaker, Professor George Van Dream, on the topic Phonology of Njonke at 3:30. And including him, there are 3 more presenters. And after that, we are going to have a short break. And as the last speaker of today, we are going to have Dr. Guim Jack at 18:30 in 24-hour formats. If I'm not mistaken, this will be 7:30 p.m. in IST. So that is the a highlight of today's session. So we are exactly going as our program schedule. It's 9:18 in my words, and the inaugural session is from 9 to 9:20. So we can have some 5 minutes break. Right after that, we can start our technical session 1, which is the Phonology 1, starting from 9:30. So thank you, friends. So be stay with us. And one more announcement, that all the sessions of ICTiBLANEI-2, the Zoom link and password ID remains the same. For your convenience, we have given it in all the session, even though this is the same link. So you can stay tuned with us. If you log out, then you can join us with the same link or with the same password and ID. So it's 9:20 in my watch, so we can have 10 minutes short break. Right after that, we are going to start our first technical session on the Phonology 1. Yes, just to make sure